Find the equation of the line x1, y1, m is 3. Right, there's your formula. Y minus y1 equals m into x minus x1. So it's y minus 3 equals 3 into x minus 3 into x minus 0. Okay, multiply out. That's y minus 2 equals, multiply in here, 3x, and 3 by 0 is 0. For the person who said 3 by 0 is 3, 3 multiplied by 0, think a cake. If you have no cake and you multiply it by 3, you still have no cake. Right? Okay, so that would be minus 3x plus y minus 2 equals 0. And that'll do you for full marks, okay? Yes. As in which one what?
Like, is y equals 10x plus c where the formula is used?
It is, but you need the slope to use that formula, and you don't have the slope. Oh, you do have the slope.
Yeah.
You need the y-intercept to use it. Yeah, you could have used it. It's actually y equals 3x plus 2 is also an answer. If you use that, that's fine too.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, K, you have to determine whether K is perpendicular to L. So perpendicular lines, you multiply their slopes and you get minus 1. So if they're perpendicular, when you multiply them, you get minus 1. So I need the slope of this one. So to get the slope of this one, I rearrange it so it's y equal to everything else. So 3y is equal to minus x plus 26. Then I divide everything by 3. So I get y is equal to minus 1 over 3x, just putting the fraction out in front, right, plus 26 over 3. So the slope of this line here is minus 1/3. So the slope of the line above here was 3. The slope of the line here is minus 1/3. I multiply them. If I get minus 1, I do get minus 1. That means they're perpendicular. So that means K is perpendicular to L. K is this line here, L was this line up here. Okay? Find the coordinates of the point of intersection of the two lines. So one line was minus 3x plus y minus 2 equals 0. The other line was x plus 3y minus 26 equals 0. Okay? They're not in the form we want them. We normally want them x term, y term equals number. So minus 3x plus y equals 2. X plus 3y equals 26. Then you look at the y terms. There's a 1 in front here, a 3 in front here. Multiply the top line by 3. Multiply the second line by 1. So it's minus 9x plus 3y equals 6. Multiply by 1 means it stays the same. X plus 3y equals 26. Okay? Change the sign, so I have minus 3y. So they cancel. You get minus 10x equals minus 20. Divide by minus 10 and you get x is equal to minus 20 over minus 10, which is 2. Okay? So I know x is 2, so now I have to go back and find y. So I get minus 3x plus y equals 2. Minus 3 times 2 plus y equals 2. That's minus 6 plus y equals 2. So y is equal to 2 plus 6 when it comes over. So that means y is equal to 8. And we're writing down the point of intersection. So x was 2 and y was 8. K intersects the x-axis at the point C. So the rule is cuts x-axis. What do you do? Cut to x-axis. Anyone remember? You let y equal 0. So you take K is this line here. So x plus 3y minus 26 equals 0. Everywhere you see a y, put in a 0. So that's x plus 3 times 0 minus 26 equals 0. So 3 times 0 is 0, so that's just x minus 26 equals 0. So that means x is equal to 26. So what is the point? The point is 26, x is 26, y is 0. 26, 0 is your answer. Okay? Hence or otherwise, find the area of the triangle ABC. So A was the point that they gave you up at the top, 0, 2. B was the point of intersection, which you figured out in part 2. So that's 2, 8. And C was the point in part 1. So 26, 0. So remember, for a triangle, right, one of the points has to be 0, 0. So pick any point, move it to 0, 0. I'll just pick the first one, 0, 0. So the x was 0, the y was 0. So there's no movement on the x. So the x stays exactly as it is. Right? The y went from 2 down to 0. So that means it went down 2. So that means the 8 goes down 2 to 6. The 0 goes down 2 to minus 2. Right? Then your formula, half times x1 y2 minus x2 y1. So that would be a half times x1, this is x1, y1, x2, y2. So it's a half times 2 times minus 2 minus x2 is 26 times 6. Okay? And into the calculator with that. So that'll end up being a half of, that's minus 4 minus 626 is I think it's minus 160. The two straight lines means drop the minus. 626 is 6 is 36. Yeah, that's right. There's two straight lines means drop the minus, so I just get half of 160. So a half of 160 is 80, and that's my answer. Okay, that was it. Okay, back to last night's homework. So, we done? Can I take it away? Going. Who was anyone out? Do they need a copy of the test? I made blank copies complete with solutions here. Does anyone need it? Rita, do you want one? So there's a copy of the test and a solution attached. Thank you. Anyone else out that needs it? Yeah. Right, okay. Right, so your homework was page 62, 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. 62, 1, 2, 4. They were the miscellaneous. Oh yes, I did move on Friday. Right, okay, so we just did revision exercises. I have one more section to do in this chapter. I'll do it now in 2 minutes. Right, does anyone need me to do number 6, page 62, number 1? No. Page 62, number 2? No. Page 62, number 4? Number 6? Anyone need me to do number 6? No. And the last one was, oh no, it wasn't, 7. Does anyone need me to do number 7? No. And does anyone need me to do number 8? No. Right, okay. So I'm going back to the previous page. Right, okay, I want to do changing the subject of the formula. So this is for your notes copy.
Miss, actually, you know in question 7, it says like 2v and like 3w.
Yes?
So like if you're in like doing it yourself, like your copies of it, okay? Put them as like x's and y's if you're confused.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. Right, this is actually this will be new to anyone who did ordinary level for the junior cert. If you did higher level for your junior cert, this is on the higher level course. Okay? Pretty much anyone who did higher level, girls, the higher level course is pretty much the same as the Leaving Cert ordinary. There's a couple of extra bits, right? Ordinary, there's a good few extra bits, okay? Right, okay, so can I say here is 2x minus 3. See if this is y equals, there's only one y term, is there? Right, and it equals everything else. So we say y is the subject of this formula. So if I had A equals B, what's the subject of this formula? Because it's A equals everything else. So A is the subject of this formula. So maybe I should go. What about this formula? No, basically it has no subject. It's only ever a letter is a subject. A number is never a subject. So this formula has no subject.
Excuse me, please, could the following students come to reception now? Ashley Person, Genevieve Bachelet, Tara Honan, Lily O'Carroll and Julia Pachetta. If they could come to reception now. Thank you.
Okay, does everyone understand those three sentences? Right? Why is y the subject? Because y equals everything else. Why is A the subject? A equals everything else. Why does this not have any, this has no subject because there's no letter equal to everything else. Is that right? Does that make sense to everyone? Right? So when I talk about the subject of the formula, I mean the letter equals everything else. Okay? Right? Are we okay with those three statements? Right, okay. So can I take this away? No. Changing the subject of the formula. Sorry, do you know what's wrong now? This is wrong. Right. Right, can I go? Right, example 1. So, right, we're just going to do loads of examples and hopefully by the end of it you'll know what I want you to do. Example 1. Make D the subject of right. So if we want D the subject of it, what's my final line going to read? When I'm finished, what's my final line going to read? D equals everything else, okay? So all you do is, if it has a D in it, leave it on the left hand side. If it has no D in it, right? So anything with a D in it stays over here. If it has no D in it, it has to come over this side. So 2C, staying or going? Going. D, staying, right? 7, staying. 2C comes over the wall and becomes what? Minus 2C. Is D the subject of that formula now? I'm done. Right? Okay. That was an easy one to start us off. Example 2. So make x the subject. So what's my last line going to read? X equals whatever it equals. Okay, so step 1, right? Hurry up. I do.
Do you have it handy?
I do. Oh, sugar.
Can I get both?
Yeah. Hang on a second.